So about 4 years ago, my family and I moved from Vancouver, BC. We're a family of 6. So I have 3 kids, my husband and my mom living with me. And so when we moved here, what we did is we went looking for properties. We saw this bungalow and we thought, okay, this has got good potential. I mean, the lot size is pretty decent for our family. And so because we have the intergenerational and because I have my mom now moving in with me, we had to plan for a home that would accommodate her on the main floor. That was extremely important. So a lot of the planning around this home has been done with the thought that we're going to have a master or a pseudo master on the main floor with laundry capabilities on the main floor, as well as a second laundry upstairs. Cost effectiveness wise, it was a lot easier to just do a tear down because a bungalow, you're limited to that footprint. And then we started looking at the house plans and trying to figure out what's the most efficient way that we could actually build where we're going to have like a 5-bedroom home, and also figure out, what are we foregoing? We have the great room concept, which works really great. This is basically where we live. I mean, all our family dinners are on this table, and the tables actually can seat up to 10 people easily, but we've just kept it sort of casual at 6. This is where we entertain and where we cook our meals and everything. What I decided to do is go with the touch faucet on one side because it's just so convenient, and I regret not doing it on this side in our prep sink area because I'm constantly tapping. I'm like, oh yeah, this one doesn't do it. The other thing we did is the prep sink area, we've actually kept our compost bin and stuff in that area just because it makes sense. No upper cabinets, so I've tried to keep it as open as possible, but every home that we have, we always have like a dish cupboard area. Part of it's to display the china, but part of it's actually just for ease of use. I mean, it's great to just take out the placemats or take out our dinner plates and just put them on the table, right? It's just convenient for us, and it's away from the prepping area and the cooking area. What we were lucky to do as part of this build was actually upgrade to porcelain. What was nice about it and moving away from quartz is it's got a lot of good patterns and veining that looks like real marble. And that was what it was, but it's a lot more durable in the sense that, you can easily wipe, you don't have to worry about the stains. A girlfriend of mine from Vancouver actually painted that picture of my daughter, and you'll see the artwork in the house is a combination of, limited edition prints as well as stuff the kids have done, stuff my friends have done. From that perspective, yeah. There's always this perception, right? If you don't have upper cabinets, you're not gonna have enough storage, but that's not true. We did maximize the storage on the side, and whatever we have up top is stuff that we use occasionally. So when we are entertaining, and we do entertain quite often, you can make it work. And then of course we've got the pantry that's off the kitchen. A lot of the pantry was just a place to keep everything that we use all the time and a place to store extra appliances. As a family, we do cook a lot. And so that is why the pantry is planned the way it is. You will see the onions and the potatoes and the pull-outs and the large containers of the flour and the rice and things that we use, because it's what we use all the time. We bake a lot as well as a family. And it's also planned around the Tupperware, because I've had the Tupperware in there is actually 20 years old. And it's stuff that's moved from my first home in Vancouver to here. And it's survived, it's lasted, and it's worked wonders for me. When you have a home of this size, there's this need or this feeling that you need to have extra storage, you need to have extra space for things. And if you're going to keep your kitchen really clean and open, you're going to need a spot to keep things in. And that's what our pantry is. We wanted a sofa that was very comfortable, so that is why we waited and invested in the Montauk. But I wanted a sofa that also looked nice, a little bit of formalness. So it's not the huge, comfy sectional or anything like that, but it's got a bit of shape, but comfort is there. We brought these chairs from Vancouver and they were upholstered in red, but we reupholstered them in the striped fabric for this home. This rug is actually something we got when we were traveling to India about 5-6 years ago. The art piece is from when we went to Italy, and that's what we try to do. Like my husband and I, either if we're traveling, we'll try to bring back something that's a souvenir. We've got the lower cupboards on either side of the fireplace, a place to store games or things like that. So when we're entertaining or when the kids are hanging out, we have a place to put our stuff. One of the things that we had originally in the plan of the entrance, when we were planning it, was an actual front hall entry closet that we basically asked the architect to remove from the plans because we wanted it to be open. We went with the open risers, we went with the glass, so again, it just gives you the bright and the airiness. And we left it with the hallway, and of course we've got the Herman Miller lights, which I love. And we've carried our family pictures through the hallway as the kids have been growing up. Still have to finish it, but it's there. The design of the whole house has this color story going, and what you'll find is we've got the color yellow now. The inspiration was the stove, and then I've decided to carry that throughout the home because I like consistency. And so that was why we went with the yellow Kate sofa from Montauk. And I was really, really inspired by Namdag Mitchell and her floating shelves. So that's why I decided I'm gonna copy her. So we actually lost about 14 inches of space in that room, and the builder thought I was crazy. He's like, "You're making your room smaller." And I'm like, "But I need the floating shelves." And then the other thing we carried across was the fluting design, because I love the fluting pattern. So you'll see the shelves in the den, they've got a bit of the fluting. It's the same fluting that we've carried into the powder room as well, but it's trying to carry certain consistent elements. So the powder room, we had the yellow vanity, and then it was like, what do we do in this space? And so I actually worked with a company that's local to Toronto. It's called Brush Painting and Design, and we worked together to figure out a pattern, and we wanted to do the geometric patterns that I'd seen a lot on Instagram and a lot of other places, and so we came up with this. And if you look at the colors in the pattern room, you'll see them repeat throughout the home, and so that's what makes it special. So the mudroom on the main floor is really where we store all our coats, all our shoes. Even when guests come in, we sort of guide them through and just say, here's a spot for you to keep your stuff. We've kept a set of stacked laundry here for my mom, basically, so it's easy for her. She doesn't have to go up and down stairs to do her laundry. And it also connects to our garage, so that's really our main entrance. I went with black and white tiles because I have a thing for black and white. And you'll see that there's a lot of consistency in elements, so again, the black and white tiles will repeat upstairs in the laundry room. When the bedroom was first designed, we knew we wanted a fireplace in there, just because it was something we always had in BC, and it's great for cold nights. The other thought of it was the back of the house, so we wanted the huge windows that overlook. I've got a table there that I've actually used for my work surface, so this is where I work out of when I'm working. The ensuite, always knew I wanted a floating tub. Decided to take, for me, a risk where I went with the black countertops with the white, but I thought, you know, it'll be a bit of a departure from what we've done in the rest of the house, but it'll be something different. Really enjoyed it. And then just the way it worked out, we had this huge shower at the back, and then behind the shower, we've got a water closet. And what we've done is we've used the smoke glass for the privacy of the water closets, and yet it feels very open and very bright. And that's what we love about it. We were able to carve out the laundry room upstairs, and I mean, it's the first time I've ever had a laundry room on the top floor, and it's been the best thing ever. In the laundry room, you've got the same yellow that we have from the stove and the powder room, so that's carried through. The other thing we did upstairs is to keep the hallway open. We opted out for a separate linen closet, and we basically used the millwork in the laundry room to actually accommodate a linen closet as well. So again, it's the efficiency of use of space and storage. The main bathroom, all of our bathrooms upstairs actually have showers, because what we found is we don't use bathtubs anymore. Some kids are older, so it's easier. And we've done the double sink vanity, of course. There you'll see again, the countertops are carried through. The color of the vanity is similar to what we have upstairs in the master, but we've went with a lighter gray, softer blues kind of a palette, and I think it's just pretty. With my daughter's bedroom upstairs, what we did is we did the upholstery headboard ourselves. We just basically stapled. We got the fabric from Marimekko, because that's another thing that you'll see is that I love Marimekko prints. So you'll see it sort of sprinkled across the home in some areas. Went with the pink, because this is the girl that loves pinks and purples. Even though she's 20, she loves that aesthetic. I'd like to say my home's still a work in progress, but I mean, we've lived here about 1.5 years now. You know, I have to be honest, like when you do a new build, you do a reno, there's always going to be imperfections. What I've learned the hard way is to look at the overall look and the overall achievement. So yes, I can find nicks here. I can find things that I'm like, ooh, I wish the millwork was a bit better here, right? Or sometimes with the black, I'm like taking a Sharpie and just touching up the scratch there, to be honest. But what we found is that it's worked well for our family. And we feel blessed. Toronto's been good to us. I mean, we miss BC, but it's been good to us, I have to say.